My name is Lynn Liverton. I grew up in Arizona and currently live in Kailua, Hawaii. I was commissioned by the 25th Infantry Division Association to create this memorial. It came about, I believe it was early 2004. They were really adamant that they wanted this group of young men and women to come back and have that recognition and the gratitude presented to them when they came back. So they thought it was a great opportunity then to add the additional wars that the 25th Infantry Division was part of, which is the Global War on Terror, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, and World War II. It's interesting to see in the whole process of learning all about all of these different wars that we were involved in was an education for me. So in terms of general public, I think that's important as well to give, for people to be aware of just really what that means, what going to war means on the emotional level. Every sculpture needs maintenance, and I come out to maintain the memorial twice a year, and I choose just before Memorial Day and just before Veterans Day typically to get the work done, so it's really fresh and clean, and I make sure that there's nothing, no old lay or stuff that looks a little old and ratty. So I come out twice a year and at those times to wash and wax it, and this helps to maintain the patina color. So I make sure I come up twice a year to take care of it. So the process is I come out on hopefully a sunny, not too windy day, and I first wash these sculptures with a non-phosphorus soap. So a kind of a mild dish soap, and make sure I just get all the, if there's any bird droppings or any plant material left over from lay, scrub that off and make sure I've got a good clean surface to work from. And then I will heat up the bronze with I guess it's like a weed burning torch, but it's a big propane torch. And I slowly bring the heat up, and as I get the metal warm, I put on or Carnauba wax, Johnson's paste wax is what I use. And so I'll put that on there and it sort of melts into the surface, and I just work my way over the whole sculpture, starting, moving the heat up and then waxing, moving the heat up, waxing. And then when I move to the next figure then, and the next and the next, by the time I'm done with all figures, then I go back to the first figure and I buff it so it's nice and shiny and can repel water well. My favorite sculpture out of all the ones I've been commissioned is, of course, this one. It was the most intense, it was the most, I got the most involved, I got to meet the most people. The clients were veterans and they were awesome. They're like my uncles. So it was definitely my favorite work I've done so far. The United by Sacrifice at Schofield Barracks is the original. The original casting was commissioned completely by the Veterans Association, and then there are duplicate castings in Fort Benning, Georgia, and in the little town of a Gold Star family in Michigan, in Coleman, Michigan.
My name is Randy Zillman. I'm originally from Holland, Michigan. We moved to Coleman in 1986. We started this memorial in 2010, or actually in the fall of 2010. We decided maybe we could help fund it a little better if we had some bigger event going on other than just an auction. So we decided to have a concert. And in 2011 we had our first concert, and we had a fairly decent crowd, and the crowd has expanded immensely, and it did help build this memorial through those years. We lost our son Casey in Iraq, May 25th, 2007. And we were deciding what to do, maybe putting a soldier's cross out near the library so people could remember about, not necessarily just him, but about all the lives that were lost during the Iraqi war. So we decided to do something a little different. We decided to remember all the people that served and lost their lives in all wars. And we came up with the Coleman Veterans Memorial.
We went to Hawaii to welcome home the soldiers that were in my brother's unit. That was really important to my dad. It was important to us to show a connection that we supported them. Yes, we lost my brother, but we wanted to give them support as well because we knew that they were going through just as tough of a time of losing one of their own. So when we went to Hawaii, we saw that there was this beautiful memorial there. When we saw that, we wanted that. That's what we wanted for our town. So we did some digging. My dad did a lot of research. He contacted the 25th Infantry. We were able to get the sculptor, Lynn Liverton. She had the framework for the original statues, and then we went on to add more so that we could encompass a wider variety of people who served.
My name is Michael Petrario. I'm from Waterbury, Connecticut. I served in the 3rd Squadron, 4th U.S. Cavalry from 2004 to 2008. Casey came to 3-4 Cav in 2005. He was just fresh out of basic training, and he came to our platoon, and we picked him up because we wanted him. And he went to Iraq with us, but him and I personally, we just clicked right off the bat. We're total opposite people, but we just became really good friends. And we deployed, and he was my driver. I was his gunner. And so we just got closer. We spent all that time together, and you just formed that bond. And then when we were in country, we were roommates the entire time too. You know, so for me, this is a huge deal for me. I love the fact that this was originally almost just in memory of Casey, but it's turned into something so much bigger and better. It's for anybody now, you know.
I was drafted into the Army in 1967, and Randy followed me. I don't know the exact, my brother Randy, he followed me. I don't know the exact date. I think it was about a year later. And I was in the 25th Infantry, the 2nd of the 22nd, as part of the 25th Infantry Division. And Randy was in the 25th Infantry Division as well. And then when Casey went into the Army, he was in the 25th Infantry Division, so that was quite ironic to have 3 people basically from the same family with the same infantry division.
Vaughn Murray. I'm from Coleman, Michigan. I've lived here my whole life. I served in the 25th Infantry, 1968 and early 69. It meant so much to everybody in this community, and when I seen it was going to be, prior to that I did not know Randy also was in the 25th. And when I learned he was in the 25th, it made me very interested in what was going on with doing this memorial, much like the one in Hawaii.
My name's Drew Stegaheis. My original hometown is Newaygo, Michigan. I served in 127 Infantry from 2006 to 2010. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, I do a volunteer thing over here, helping homeless veterans, and I just thought, you know, it was just amazing. Out of nowhere, this memorial that we were coming to help support and get other memorials made, all of a sudden there's a memorial that was on Schofield too. Like, what are the chances? What are the chances? It hit a pretty significant hit to the heart, especially seeing other wolfhounds around here. It's not something you really see.
Jason Mackey. My hometown is Eben Junction, Michigan, a little tiny town in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I served with Alpha Troop 3-4 Cav in the 25th. I was there for 5 years, 2005, 2010. I was platoon sergeant for 2nd Platoon, and then after that, I was the 1st sergeant for Alpha Troop. I served 20 years in the Army and retired as a 1st sergeant from 10th Mountain Division. The memorial, it's always, since it started, it's been a place where my old platoon, troop, we all the guys from it, we all still get together, have gotten together for the last 10 years or so. Whoever can make it when they can make it. And it means a lot to be able to see Casey Zillman's family down here, spend time with them. It's a place where every year we can get together, whoever can make it. It's one of the best times of the year for me. It almost feels like you're home with your family when you get to spend time with those guys you served with.
So this is, in my opinion, probably the most significant thing in this area. You know, this is a very small place. The population is very sparse, and they kind of need something to come together once a year like this. And it's crazy because I didn't know this many people in this area even were around. And we have this memorial now and everything, and people come out in droves, and it's just great for everybody.
I think the importance of this memorial is that people actually understand what the military has gone through throughout all the modern day wars and previous wars. And they do get the idea now when they come to the memorial and see the bricks and also see the statues and the flags.